guys can see me. Hope you guys can see me. Guys, I'm going ad hoc today. Give me a second. Just need one more thing. Who's this? Hello guys, hello. Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologeticnegropean live. The first live edition that I've done in quite some time. And yeah, it's been some time. I'm freezing cold, so I'm wearing a scarf. And I wanted to have a chat with you guys tonight simply because, I don't know, I've got a video coming out tomorrow and it's perplexing me, man. It's really making me ask a lot of questions. Actually, you know, some people would argue that a good title, a good video will leave you with more questions than answers. Have you ever heard that saying? And I'm hoping that I'm actually hoping to get some answers for this. Okay? So, if you're watching this video, you've probably just seen the title of the video, and the title is Are African Americans Scammable? What do I mean by that? Is it easier to scam African Americans as opposed to anybody else? Let's say in the diaspora. Okay, are they? Now, I haven't just taken this question out of nowhere. There's a reason why I started thinking about this question. And give me a second. The main reason why is because I made a video and I've been doing a lot of research over the last week about a particular case. And I'm thinking to myself with this case, I'm thinking that this guy, the guy that's been scammed, and he's been scammed by someone on the internet, right? I'm not going to go into detail, you'll have to watch the video tomorrow, but he got scammed by a young lady on the internet. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm listening to this guy talk. You're going to hear all this tomorrow, but I was listening to this guy talk and I'm thinking to myself, you are not a bad looking, successful African American man. And you got scammed in this way? How did that happen? How on earth did that happen? How did you manage to get scammed by somebody? And these people, I say people, this person, the person that scammed him, clearly is not the most intelligent person in the world. You know, you could see that for yourself. You'll see tomorrow anyway. But I'm asking myself, just what is it? Why are they predisposed to getting scammed? So there are a number of options why they may be. I'm not saying that they are, I'm saying that they may be. So the African Americans are the wealthiest ethnicity in the African diaspora, right? They're the wealthiest ethnicity in the African diaspora. And this leaves open a lot of, I don't know, that it leaves open a lot of doors, it leaves a lot of doors open for people, criminals, to come in and do their thing with these people who are relatively wealthy, definitely when you're considering the rest of the African diaspora. Um, Perhaps you have, you know, a few wealthy Nigerian Americans and Nigerians, period. Um, but in general, you know, when you have a populace where you have, I think they've definitely got the highest GDP, right? They've definitely got the highest GDP in the diaspora. So when you have these people who have, I'm trying to see, oh goodness, I've got 16 people watching. Do you know what? I can't even see. I'm trying to, guys, by the way, I'm trying to live stream using this camera here, this front camera. I'm trying to live stream using this front camera so I can see, so I can get a better picture, right? So I'm sorry about this. I'm going to try and read your messages and then I will speak about them. I'll read them on another phone here, see what you guys are saying. So yeah, you have the diaspora, you have in the diaspora these people, right? African Americans. I think a lot of them are affluent. They've definitely got the highest GDP per capita in the whole of the African diaspora. And there are people out there who are noticing this. There are people out there from all over the world who realize that African Americans are a good target. They're a good target to being scammed. Why? Because I think this affluence has only come relatively, you know, within the last 20 or 30 years. And you're getting a lot of African Americans who still are in that period of adjustment, you know, uh, not social climbing, but they are now they have upward mobility, right? They have social mobility, and they haven't had this type of social mobility. Um, they haven't had it as easy in the United States of America. So now they have this money, and I think a lot of them are now, they take this money and they want to enjoy the finer things in life. And I think some of them also want to, I don't want to just say spend it, but they want to, they struggle to keep it, especially the younger generation of African Americans. This is I'm hypothesizing here, guys. Okay, I'm hypothesizing. So don't get angry yet. Okay, so that's one of the things, right? I think that's one of the reasons. So that that the money that they've had it's relatively new, right? So that's one thing. I think another thing is that you have a lot of African Americans who have false impressions about people in the wider world. Okay, I think many of them are too trusting, especially weirdly enough with no, that's not an African American thing. I was going to say with white people, but I think that's a general thing. That's throughout the diaspora. I'm trying to focus mainly on African Americans here because the video that I made for tomorrow is is about a scammer who targets African Americans. Right? She targets African Americans, and there is multiple reasons why. We're going to go into that tomorrow, but one of those reasons is she says, you know, they don't mind spending their money, perhaps because it's easier for them to make money. You know, for whatever reason, she targets them. And one of those reasons is, hey, you know I can have my way with them. You know, I can have my way with them. I can do whatever I need to do to make my money. And this person has made a lot of money, taken a lot of money out of the African American community. Let's have a look. Give me a second. I'm going to see what you guys are saying. Boom. No. I'm going to see who's here. I'm not being rude. I just can't see you on the screen. So I'm going to see who's here. Okay. Here we go. Oh, hello guys. So, hello Annie V. Hello guys. Hello Abiola. Hello. Not all of them. What? No. No. I mean, are they scammable? I mean, are they more predisposed to being scammed than other people in the diaspora? And is one of those reasons because they have the money to take that hit, so they don't mind being a little bit more cavalier with their money, as opposed to someone who has come from Haiti and, you know, they're fresh off the boat from Haiti and they're struggling. Does that leave the door open for them to be scammed a lot more easier, because there is a larger pool there too? You know, clearly you can't even take African Americans and the largest African diasporan ethnicity on the planet, which is the Brazilians. They're not comparable, because the GDP per capita of your average everyday African American is going to be vastly more higher. They're going to have a lot more of an expendable income than any black Brazilian. So, you know, are people starting to catch on? Are they starting to say, yo, we can do this? Clearly they are, okay? So you've had a lot of people, you've seen a lot of my videos talking about what's happening with, what's the name? Okay. What's happening in the community, in the repack community, with all these people being scammed in the repack community, people being sold that emotional sale, okay, just so we could, you know, they'll part with their money easier. It's evil, but it's happening, so we need to discuss it. I'm going to read some more of your messages. I think people that don't pay attention are scammable. I think anyone can be scammed. There are levels. I think the better question might be, are there a lot of African American scammers? I play with toys. Wow, that's a good question. But I don't know. That's a very good question. Let me tell you the reason why I think that's a very good question. Because I think a lot of scammers tend to be intelligent, or they at least think they're intelligent. I think they have heightened senses of alertness, and they want control. They want control of their own lives. It's the reason why they do what they do. It's why a lot of them tend to be sociopaths and narcissists, right? They have narcissistic traits and tendencies. So, African Americans, a lot of them are very intelligent, college educated. You know, is that part of the reason why? Is that the reason why there is a larger pool of scammers? Is there a larger pool of scammers in the African American community because there is a larger pool of people to be scammed? Oh my gosh, I told you at the beginning of this video, you know, the better your video, the more questions it will bring out, basically. And so that's what's happening here. Oh yeah, it might. I hope my volume's fine. Let me check. I don't have a microphone, so yeah. Common sense ain't that common. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that is true. I'm just going to read through more. They are gullible. I don't think they are gullible. Do you think African Americans are gullible? Um, I think they listen. They're some of the most street smart people on this planet altogether, right? I think a lot of them are still looking and want to live a life of happiness, of peace, with their fellow brethren. And so a lot of them believe that they will be treated just as good as they would treat somebody else, but they don't understand that you have a lot of people that don't care for us in general, all diasporans. So a lot of them want to outlay trust onto people that they perhaps shouldn't do, especially other African Americans, right? And that's another thing. You have a lot of African Americans who are trustworthy. They're very trustworthy. So it leaves room because if you've got 10 people who are very trustworthy, you have one person who's untrustworthy. That one person who's untrustworthy can go, it will be like a forest fire. It can just go through all those people, you know, defrauding all these other people inside this forest of trustworthy people. It's crazy. It's crazy, but that could be the case. Okay, I'm sorry. I literally I can't do anything about my volume. Think. I don't think I can do anything about my volume. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. But yeah, many of the AAs on YouTube who move there are delusional and don't have a grip on reality. Every other word is the Most High led me. But I don't think there's anything wrong with being in touch with your spirit, you know. A lot of African Americans are moving back to the continent to get in touch with their ancestors. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, clearly. But I think suggesting that they are delusional, truth serum, I think suggesting that they are delusional is, I don't think it's fair. I don't think you can group a whole bunch of people and say, oh, okay, you're all delusional. Everyone who's going back to, you know, Africa is if you're African American, you're delusional. It's home. It's home to many African Americans. We don't we know our history to that extent. You get a few African Americans who believe that they are Aboriginals. I'm not sure if there's anybody here who believes that believes that they are Aboriginals to America, that they are the original copper-colored people of North America. You have people who believe that. Um, you have some people that believe that our God is Jesus and that, he lives in the sky and is invisible and is watching and hearing us everything. So we've got to be good people. Some people believe in Father Christmas. What can I say? I don't think that's anything to do with being delusional. I just think it's more to do with knowing that there is something greater than all of us. And and having a lot of trust in yourself and believing in yourself that that is the case. You understand? And I think African Americans do that better than anybody else, right? Um, so I'm just going to read some more. US citizens, MD24V4. US citizens, white or black, are generally naive. Do you think they are trustworthy of other Americans? Is that the case? Because I truly believe that, you know, when you see a commercial, how do I explain this? In Europe, right, in the UK, in that society, we are taught when we're really young to distrust Germans. We're taught just the accent. We're taught to distrust Germans, and actually, we're taught to distrust the American accent. So you'll never hear. You're getting it more and more now, but back in the days, you would never hear an American voice during a commercial on TV and stuff like that. You wouldn't hear one. It's only been lately as more and more American made and designed products are being brought in to the UK. It's only now you're starting to hear the Jeep Wrangler now being sold in the UK, and you have an American voice there, you know, on the television. But in general, you know, we are taught to distrust the Americans and distrust the Germans, and you know, um, we are taught that French is beautiful. It's a beautiful language, but we don't like the French. We're taught all this. All this is rammed in our heads as we're children. If you're a child growing up in the UK, you'd know this. So yeah, let's have a look. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that you probably, you might be right. MD2V4. Americans in general, but Americans in general have the highest net income of any large country, right? So you have a lot of people over there who have that money, who can take that risk, you know, and maybe 90% of the time taking that risk, you know, is bad. But 10% of the time taking that risk is good. It ends up, you know, you end up profiting from it. But 90% of the time you don't. But you're still able to recover from 90% of the time because you have that expendable income coming in. You know, you can take a hit, you know, you can do this, you can do that. You have that flexibility. Whereas, you know, your average Jamaican is not going to be able to do that. Your average Haitian is not going to be able to do that. Your average North Brazilian is not going to be able to do that. I say North Brazilian because the majority of the African diasporans live in North Brazil, right? So yeah, let's have a look. That's not true. I don't know why people outside the US think this way. Not quite sure, BB, what you're getting at there, but I'm going to make the assumption towards the title of this video. No, I'm not going to make that assumption. Let me know, BB. Preachers showed everyone else how to steal from people that don't steal. Yeah, that don't read. Wow. Wow. That's a heavy one, Edra. Everything or nothing. If they live in the US asylum, they're scammed. Life is worth more than gold. You know, the US has long being very efficient at insulating its people from the outside world. And even if you go on Instagram and Snapchat, you go onto all those profiles, even us here, in Central Europe, the vast majority of our content comes from content creators in the United States, not from content creators in Europe or in China, Asia, or wherever. Might be a reason for that, the algorithms, but it's it's one of those things. Um, a lot of Americans just generally don't understand what's happening in the world outside of America. And if you turn on the news now, even here, if you turn on the news now, it's no wonder why. It's where all the shit is happening at this moment. Everything is happening in the United States. A lot of crazy things happening. So yeah, I can understand why they would be more concerned with what is happening on their doorstep if a lot of those things are going to affect the average American, especially the average African American. Let's have a look. The Most High, ones who are moving there at 60 trying to build a house by hand are very gullible. Is there lots of those people doing that? Do you think there are lots of people in their 60s moving to Africa to build their dream houses? Black Acres of the Gambia? They're not doing it by hand though, are they? I wonder what their house looks like, the one that they were building. Is it nearing completion? I would never move to a country with 3 hospitals at that age. They are in denial about healthcare too. Yeah, I think so. That might be. That might be. The hard answer is yes. Hello! Heavily flawed individual. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Do you truly believe that though? I mean, like I said before, a lot of Americans don't quite understand what is going on in the outside world. A lot of Americans, period. And neither do they care. A lot of them it's like, hey, we've got our own problems, which is okay. But I, there are people out here. We're gullible too. There are people in the UK that are gullible too. But normally those people have money, so they can be a little bit more dangerous. They can live life on the edge a bit more, as opposed to your average Indian migrant worker that's just moved to the UK to try and find some building work, and it came in on the back of a lorry. It's different. Audrey Camille, lots of laughs, ton, still on YouTube. That diet, Abiola Faletti, that diaspora, he's tired of America's balderdash. That's why most of us choose to repat to Africa. Yeah, that's true. And you know what the thing is though, is that a lot of those people, like I was talking about, the scammers in the United States, are moving to Africa too. We've been hearing about this over the last 12 months. We've seen it. They're just moving over there. They know it's a gold mine. They know how to scam people. They know how to manipulate people using their emotions, using their feelings, and then using them to take money off them. It's a really easy way. They're just like, yeah, why not do it? So they're doing it. I do not believe I am Aboriginal. Yeah, I'm not going to be here, stand here and tell people you're not Aboriginal, you're African. I'm at that stage in life where I'm like, if you want to believe that you're an Aboriginal, if you want to believe that you're, a native Indian or a Native American or whatever, enjoy. You know, um, must come there and live off their pensions or start a business. Yes, yes, a lot of them do that. Ain't no skydiving. Let's have a look. Jesus coming to save you. You better wake up and help yourself. Okay. I've been living in the West for most of my life. I've been living in countries that are predominantly European in flavour. So what? Do I have to hope that another European, Asiatic, European is going to come and save me? No. I never. Jeep Wrangler has been sold in the UK from 19... What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, Bobness. Chill out. America and England are cousins. Yeah, well, a lot of Americans are cousins to English people. Is that where my sons Donny and little Keba poop at? On top of your... I don't understand what this person's saying. Okay, I will make you... I don't understand you. Anyway, I'm giving up British National Health Service to move to Gambia. I have paid international insurance in the UK for 41 years. Wow. I just made a personal decision to say thank you very much, NHS. I'm off. Wow. That's I mean, but you can always go back, right? If you need something urgent to be done, I suppose you have that option to go back. If you need to have open heart surgery, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get it done in Africa, but I just know it's expensive in Africa if you don't have the right insurance. Even if you have the right insurance in Africa, it's expensive. Whereas you can walk into the hospital in London and just get it done. And they will never ask you for 1 penny. Not even a red cent. In fact, if you've taken the bus or if you've taken a taxi to the hospital in the UK, they give you your money back for that taxi or for the bus fare or train fare. Yeah. So it's the opposite. Anyways, but I want to just go back to what I'm saying. So, is there a solution to this? I think there is. I think there is a solution to this. Whether or not it's adaptable or not, that's another story, but there is a solution to this. I think educating our young ones about money and making sure that they are literate in terms of money, I think that's a very good start. I'm sort of done with saying spend your money in your own communities because everybody's just blasting their money everywhere else. It's like we're not like the Pakistanis in the UK or about every other ethnicity does it. Every other one. I have a Kurdish friend. And I used to go, he was from Kurdistan, which is not a country, by the way, guys. Well, it is a country to some people, but he's from Kurdistan. And I used to travel up and down the UK with him. And this guy would never even consider spending money at a shop or at a restaurant or something without going to a Kurdish restaurant or a Kurdish shop. It was hardwired into him. He didn't think about it. We just don't have that. We just don't have that. We need to just blast our money anywhere and trust anyone. Yesterday, F.W. de Klerk, the former Prime Minister of so-called South Africa, the apartheid regime, the last apartheid regime um, Prime Minister of South Africa, he died. He died. So a lot of people in South Africa are struggling. They're struggling, but they already, it's almost as if they know that you're not supposed to trust anyone. They went through hardship, but it was quite recently, right? 30 years ago. African Americans have been going through that same hardship for much longer. And they've managed to flourish, even though they've had everything against them. It's been impressive to see how a group of people can succeed. They're not out of the woods yet, but they're getting there. How they can succeed and begin building the foundations of these new communities. But there are people inside those communities that want to destroy us. They just want to take our money and buy a Bentley or a Rolex. They're hardwired to think this way. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I didn't want to go on for too long, actually, guys, so I'm just going to read a few more. Oh my gosh. Lots of laugh. Busra Hospital, where the lights go on and off during surgery. That does not happen, Audrey Kemi. Does that happen? Do the lights go on and off during surgery at Busra Hospital? Oh man. Oh, tell me that's wrong, somebody. Just tell me that's wrong. Hello, Mike Myers. How are you? Oh man, this is crazy. Busra Hospital. That's, but this is good. Bobness, you have a lot of faith in your African brothers and sisters, in them, being able to do a similar job that they would do in the UK. When I go to live in Africa, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about my children. I want there to be a good hospital, a good standard hospital, trauma hospital, specialists. I want there to be those people there. Specialist pediatricians, pediatric surgeons, Not all hospitals on the African continent have that. Sometimes you have to travel for miles and miles just to get it. God, my people over there, they're so beautiful, so resilient, so strong, but we're sick of it now. We have the technology to take away all these, to build, not only do we have the technology, but we have the wealth as well to take away and build clinics in local towns and local villages so that people don't have to walk miles and miles and miles whilst they're ill to go to the hospital, only to be told that they have, you need this on a list, go get them from the fucking pharmacy. That doesn't happen here in the West. Come on, man. I'm going to struggle with that. Because I don't go to hospital. Last time I've been to hospital was about 20 years ago. when I cut my hand. I've got a scar on my hand here. I don't know if you can see it. I've got a scar on my hand. I cut my hand 20 years ago. That was the last time I went to hospital. And then before that, I hadn't been before. There was no before that. So, but, you know, I'm okay. But the kids, I don't even think their mother would allow it anyway. They wouldn't allow it. She wouldn't allow for them to live in a country without there being doctors, because a lot of those doctors working for the NHS, brilliant doctors, especially Ghanaian doctors. Wow, they've got something about them. So yeah, I'm going to struggle with that, guys, as well. But this is crazy, you know, lights going on and off. It's nuts. Who is Nawak? Is that the energy provider? Turn, I already told you, I have invited, oh yeah, be at in February. We will discuss this on a walk on the beach then. I would love that. I would love that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go in February though. The US Embassy in Jamaica raised the LGBT flag a couple of months ago. I think that's nice. That's a good thing. That's really good. I'm glad that we have solidarity with all our brothers and sisters. Yeah. Unity. We're all talking about unity. But not you. Nah, it doesn't work that way. Unity doesn't work that way. I don't mind, you know, you keep your, you know, I'm a respectful person. Be respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to pry into somebody else's business and tell them, hey, you know, you are this, you are that. I'm going to judge you because you do this. Nah. Come on, we're all imperfect. I'm not saying that people in the LGBTQ community are imperfect, but, you know, none of us are able to make everybody happy. None of us. So what's the point? Just live your life. You know, even if you live your life as a straight black man, you know, or, you know, black woman, people are going to find a reason to dislike you, to hate you, to kick you out of the country, to this, to that. Just do whatever you're going to do. It's as simple as that. When you can get to the Gambia, like I said, I have 2 bungalows ready. You are welcome when you are able to get there. Okay, I like that. I'm going to take you up on that offer, Bob Ness. I'm going to take you up on that. NHS is brilliant, Irina. The NHS is very, very good, and I very much enjoy it. The fact that I can, if something happens, there you go. I mean, even in these wealthier countries, like in Germany or in the Netherlands, you still got to pay for health insurance. It's not expensive, by the way. Health insurance in the Netherlands is like not expensive. It's $100 a month. You can live with that, and your level of healthcare is going to be through the roof. It's really good. I'm really happy to hear that. So guys, listen, I just want to sum things up. I don't want to leave this live just open like that. Tomorrow you're gonna have to watch the video. So tomorrow I'm going to be posting a video, and it's going to be about one particular African American man who got scammed for a lot of money. And then when they looked into it, this person was targeting African American men in particular for that reason. This is the reason why I asked the question in the first place. Targeting African American men because well, let's try and answer this question tomorrow. And then, you know, a lot of people may not take it seriously now that I've been speaking about it, but tomorrow you're going to see the levels that these people are going to. And they are not our kinfolk either. They're, you know, so you're going to see that for yourself tomorrow. It's a good video. Suggest you watch it. It's going to be out. I'm going to try and post it at around 6 o'clock GMT. Okay? So guys, that's all I've got time for tonight, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives. Okay, by the way, I'm going to be doing a lot more lives. So I'm going to do a live every other day. So tomorrow I'm going to post, Sunday I'm going to do live, Monday I'm going to post, and so forth and so forth. Okay. So yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining, everybody, all 40 of you. Thank you for joining. Well appreciated. I'm sorry it was just, an off the hook type of thing. I didn't know when my wife would be back to take care of the kids, just in case she woke up. So, normally I will be doing these lives, and I'll put up a post a few hours before, earlier on in the day, and then we'll go live in the evening. So guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Make sure you watch the video tomorrow, okay guys? Take care of yourselves. Thank you. Ta-ra a bit. Ta-ra a bit. I'm gonna have to, I can't even, let's have a look if I can stop this. Oh gosh, what is this?